The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, text number 28 through 29, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 8th of November, 1972, in Vrindaban, India.
Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. The same verse in the Bhagavad Gita is explained here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhaunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mang Prapaddate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. There are many Mahatmas, many Yogi, Jnani, Karmi. They are all good. But if they do not approach the ultimate goal of life, means approaching Vasudeva, then samayeva hi kevalam dharmasyanasya tappangsam vishyaksena kathasujat notpadayad rating jadi samayeva hi kevalam. You can execute your religious principles, you can execute dharma, dana, tapakriya, charity, dharma, dana, you can execute severe austerities, penances, but if you do not approach Vasudeva, Sri Krsna, then the Shastra says, Samayeva hi kevalam. In another place it is said, Aradhita jadi haris tapasa tata kim. If you can approach Vasudev, Hari, Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu, the same, Rama, Nishinga, Varaha, Advaita, Achyuta, Anadi, Ananta Rupam. Vasudeva has got Ananta Rupam. Ananta Rupam means, this is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, just like if you sit down by the side of a river and the waves are flowing, you cannot count how many waves are going on in your front. Similarly, how many forms are there of Vasudeva? That is very difficult to count. Advaita, Achyuta, Anadi, Ananta Rupam, Adyang Purana Purusam Navajau Manancha, Vedeshu Durlava, Adurlava Atma Bhakto, Govindamadi Purusam Tamaham Bhaja. Absolute truth is one, Advaita. Advaita is one. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdat. Absolute truth is one, but he is realized in three phases. Brahma, impersonal Brahma, localized Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are one. Vadanti tat tattavidas tatyam jadgyanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabda. The absolute truth is one. One who knows the absolute truth, he knows that Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, the same objective, but they are realized by different devotees or different knower in different features. The example is given in this connection. Just like if you see from a very distant place one hill, you will find just like a cloud, hazy cloud. If you push forward further, you will find something green. But when you actually approach the hill, you will find There are many houses, many animals, many trees, varieties. So the absolute truth, when it is realized by our limited understanding, the absolute truth appears as Nirvishesh, impersonal Brahma. Similarly, when we try to meditate upon the absolute truth within our heart, he appears as Paramatma. Yogis, dhyānāvasthita tadgatīna, manasa pasyanti yang yogina. But at the ultimate issue, he is Vasudeva, Krishna, origin. Advaita, Achyuta, Anadi. Krishna has no source. He is the original source of everything. Janmadasya jataha, aham sarvasya prabhava. These things are there. So, Krishna is the original cause of everything, cause of all causes, but he is independent. Sarat, that is described in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadasya jata adnayat itaratascha artheshu avigna sarat. Sarat means completely independent. He is not caused by anyone. And he says also in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanya kinchidasti dhananjaya. So he is the origin, Vasudeva. Therefore, all activities should be targeted to Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. This is the aim of life. Unfortunately, they do not know it. People in general, they do not know it. That is ignorance. This material world is full of ignorance. Therefore it is called tama. Tama means darkness. We do not know. The human civilization at the present moment, at least, it is always at the present moment, it is completely in darkness, that they do not know what is the aim of life. Nati vidu sartha gatim Vishnu. Everyone is very intelligent, at least he thinks like that I am attaining my interest of life in different ways, but actually one does not know what is his actual interest. Nati vidu sartha gatim, satisfaction of our interest. Everyone is interested, but they do not know what is actual interest. The actual interest is to search out Vishnu or Vasudeva. Therefore, here it is said, Vasudeva para Veda. You are studying Vedas, that's all right. But do you know what is the end of the Vedas? That is answered by Krishna himself. Veda ishta sarvai ahameva vedyam. This is the end of. You are a very nice student, great student of Vedas, but do you know where to end? Where is Vedanta? No. Vedanta. Veda means knowledge. Do you know what is the end of knowledge? They will talk of Vedanta, but minus Krishna. This is going on. They are known as Vedanti minus Krishna. Then what is the use? Samai vahi kevalam. Simple wasting time. Simply wasting time. Here it is clearly said, Vasudeva para Veda. If you are a student of Vedas, then you must know that ultimately you have to know who is Vasudeva. In the Vedas, there are prescription of sacrifice, so many different types of sacrifices, yajna. So, yajna is the name of Vishnu. Another name of Vishnu is yajna. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, yajñārthe karma, karmakandya, rituals, religious rituals. This is meant for yajñārthe, sacrifice, or Vishnu. In every sacrifice there must be Vishnu. Those who are Hindus following the Vedic principles, any yajna, any sacrifice, any religious ceremony you perform, there must be Yajneshwar, Salagram Sila. Without Salagram Sila, no Yajna sacrifice can be performed. Here it is said, Vasudeva Paramakha. In the Vishnu Puran, it is said, Varnasamacharvata Purusena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhate Pungsang Nanna Tattu Sukaranam. The whole aim of Varnasam Dharma, Chaturvarnam Maya system Guna Karma Vibhagasa, the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, the Shudras, the Brahmachari, the Grihastha, the Vanaprastha and the Sannyas. This is called Varnasam. This is the form of human civilization. Unless one comes to this point of executing the Varnasam dharma, he is animal. Dharmena hina pasubhi samana. This is dharma. To execute Varnasam dharma. That is dharma. So if anyone is not executing this Varnasam dharma, he is animal. Pasubhi samana. That is not accepted as human civilization. When Ramananda Raya was questioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is sadha and sadhan? What is human duty, sadha? And what is the end of sadhan? Sadhana means cultivating something with the aim of objective. So this question was put to Ramananda Raya by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the aim of human life and what is the process of executing that will? So immediately Ramananda Raya said that Varnasamacharvata, the beginning of human life is to execute the Varnasama dharma. Varnasamacharvata purusena paraprama. Why Varnasam? The Vishnu aradhate. If you properly execute your Varnasam dharma, actually it is now pervertedly spoken as Hindu dharma. Hindu dharma is a vague term. Real dharma is Varnasam dharma. In Hindu dharma we don't find any Vedic literature, neither in the Bhagavad Gita. It is a nomenclature given by the Mahamunis. Hindus, from Sindhu, Hindu. Anyway, now we are known as Hindus. The Hindu is a vague term. A real term is Varnasama. Varnasam. 4 Varnas and 4 As. This is Dharma. And this is given by God Himself. Just like Krishna says, Chaturvarnam Maya system guna karma vibhagasa. It is given by God. You cannot manufacture dharma religion. No. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma means the codes, the regulation given by God. That is dharma. That is dharma. Otherwise, it is not dharma. And therefore, Krishna says, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam bhaja. That is dharma. Obedience to God. Religion means obedience to God. Nowadays it has become a fashion to drive away God and make a so-called show-off religion. Drive away, no God. Just like our secular state. Don't think of God. This is bodily. Till God, conscious secular state. Don't talk of God. Ravana's secular state. Without God, what is life? If you do not follow the codes or the rules or the laws given by God, then what is your religion? That is not religion. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranita. Just like the state can give you laws, there is legislative assembly of the state, they can enact laws. You cannot do at home. You cannot do. That will not be accepted as law. Similarly, our Vedic principle is religion means the codes and the rules and regulations given by God. That is religion. Krishna says, God says, Manvana bhavamad bhakta madhyaji mang namaskuru. This is religion. Vasudeva paro dharma. Dharma, here it is said, that it should be given by Vasudeva, and it must be approved by Vasudeva, Krishna. Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva, Krishna. So, Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudeva. So, either you perform dharma, either you perform yajna, either you study Vedas, either you work, whatever you do, it must be targeted, the ultimate goal should be Vasudeva. Then it is perfect. In many places it is explained, Sanusthitasya dharmasya samsiddhi haritosanam. You may accept any kind of dharma, it doesn't matter. Sanusthitasya dharmasya. How you are becoming perfect in executing your dharma will be tested how far you have satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sanusthitasya dharmasya atapung vidija sreshta varnasama vibhagasya. Everything is very nicely explained in every sloka, in every chapter of the Vedic literature, especially in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sanusthitasya dharmasya atapung vidija sreshta atah. Therefore, after saying so many things, Dvijasreshta, Naimisharanya. So still Naimisharanya is there, Nimsa. So in that Naimisharanya all the sages assembled, and the conclusion, the resolution was Atapungvi Dvijasreshta. All the great Brahmins, learned Brahmins, Dvijasreshta. Dvija means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, but Sreshta means Brahman. Dvija Sreshta. Atapungvi Dvija Sreshta. Atapungvi Dvija Sreshta Varnasama Vibhagasa, because human civilization means accepting this Varna Asrama. There must be classification, not that everyone is the same. Everyone on the same level. Everyone on the same level means Shudra. No knowledge, no philosophy, no culture, simply eat, sleep and animals life. So, atapungvi dvijasreshta varnasama vibhagasa must be there. The present civilization is suffering because there is no such thing as varnasama vibhagasa. There is no selection, that there must be the most intelligent class of man, Brahmana, the real Kshatriya, who can give protection to the people, Kshatriya, that is real Kshatriya, and Vaishya who can actually give protection to the cows and produce agricultural products and trade, and Shudras, ordinary laborer class, there must be divisions, they must be trained. I have repeatedly said in America that there is draft board, they call conscription, they call any young man to the military department, but most of these boys, young men, they try to avoid this military. Most of them. One of the causes of the hippie movement is due to the government's draft board. They want to avoid it. So I have repeatedly said, why do they avoid? In India still we have got some martial races, the Jats, the Sikhs. They will be very glad to accept military training still, because there is Kshatriya spirit. But in other countries they have been made all Shudras. How they can take up Kshatriya spirit? That is not possible. So, according to this Varnashrama, there must be training. Some classes of men must be trained as nice Brahmanas. Some people must be trained as nice Kshatriyas. Some people must be trained as nice Vaishyas. And Shudra does not require. Everyone is Shudra. Janmana jayate Shudra. By birth, everyone is Shudra. Sanskarat bhavet dija. By training, one becomes Vaishya, one becomes Kshatriya, one becomes Brahma. Where is that training? All Shudras. Then how can we expect good government? Shudra government. All the Shudras are taking vote by hook and crook, and they are occupying government post. Therefore their only business is, Kali in this age especially, mlecha rajanna rupina, eating and drinking, eating flesh, drinking wine, mlechas, javanas. They are accepting government post. What good government you can expect? Forget good government for millions of years. Unless you establish this varnashram dharma, there is no question of good government. There must be first-class Kshatriya who can take charge of the government, just like Parikshit Maharaj. He was on his tour, and as soon as he saw that one black man was trying to kill a cow, immediately he took his sword. Who are you, rascal here? That is Kshatriya. That is Vaishya, who can give protection to the cows. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam, Vaishya Karma Saval. Everything is there clearly. Where is the culture? Therefore this Krishna consciousness movement is so important.